Hello, everybody. So I wanted to briefly cover Tesla's Q3 2023 earnings. Everybody covers Tesla on YouTube, right? So I don't spend a lot of time talking about Tesla, but I did notice some sort of a groupthink going on, or some sort of a consensus among all of those who cover Tesla, because all Tesla exclusive channels were very negative. And that is perhaps because if you post a video about Tesla every day, you're going to tend to hope for crazy things, and you're going to tend to really maybe not imagine things, but maybe be overly positive. And of course, many commentators were disappointed. But as far as I'm concerned, and I don't cover Tesla much, maybe once a month. As far as I'm concerned, everything was fine. The 50% annual vehicle delivery growth that was guided year and a half ago by Elon Musk is still there. So we're still reaching 1.8 million. So we still have a 50% delivery growth, right? The Cybertruck is coming. That's an amazing news. Many people were fearful that it would come in January. No, it's coming in November. So that's great news. And then a lot of people are saying, "Oh, this is for the first time that Tesla is not pushing with their development plans," because Elon Musk sounded pretty negative about the timeline for Giga Mexico, and he said that maybe it could be delayed. But this comment, I just want to say, was made within the context of a broader comment, and that context of a broader comment, if you listen to the full call, was, Tesla has more than enough space to produce and ramp a Model 3 at Giga Texas. They don't need Giga Mexico to get started. They can get started at Giga Texas, and this is something we've known for many months now. This is not new information. I don't understand why the stock was reacting down 10% like this. So who cares about the short-term metrics? Not me, not me. I don't care about the short-term metrics. I care about the long-term metrics. But this short-termism is a disease, and it's really getting old. And I'm making this video as people are tweeting me about Enphase and telling me, "Oh, Enphase is now under $100. I was right. I was wrong." I don't care about the short term. I could not care less about the short term, right? I'm not anti-fragile. This is not an anti-fragile portfolio. This is not a 10x leverage position where short-term movement can make me lose everything. The short term is absolutely irrelevant. So what? Enphase is down 10% in unison in sympathy for Solar Edge. It's a different business. Like this whole businesses driven by the cost of money is nonsense to me, because the cost of money is fake. The cost of money is a bluff. Interest rates cannot stay this high. They can't. In fact, if we wanted to have a deleveraging, interest rates should be much higher than that, and we should go for a deleveraging. And if you had a deleveraging, well, in many ways, there would be many aspects of the world that would be much better. Anyways, I don't want to spend too much time talking about this. People complain about valuation, and this is like last year all over again. This is like December all over again. Calls for $100 is next. Everybody's calling for $100 online. People are saying, "Oh, the stock's gonna go bankrupt." It's just noise. This is just noise. Sometimes I just want to turn off the computer, not look at the portfolio for a month and a half, and then come back in a month and a half when everybody's excited about Cybertruck. And frankly, there's so much intellectual dishonesty going on. Intellectual dishonesty. It's baffling. Like, this afternoon, I was driving, I listened to CNBC in the car, and right before the commercials, um, because this anchor was like, "Oh, this analyst is predicting a $100 price target." Like blatant lying, because the analyst had a price target at $125. So she felt compelled to drop the price target by 25% just to get attention. Like a complete lie, right? Advertise a $100 price target. The analyst comes on the air. The analyst not only sounds pretty bullish, but actually has a $125 price target, right? So I mean, is her salary gonna be cut by 25% if 25% don't matter? This is dishonesty like crazy. Over dishonesty on the call. I was listening to the call live, and I got mad at this. And Elon was not mad. Elon actually, has gotten better on calls because he used to call out analysts for questions like this. And he used to say, "Oh, boneheaded questions are not cool. We're gonna go to YouTube." You may remember that from Elon. I was mad when I said like an analyst asked a question about a 3-year ramp of a Cybertruck. You may remember that. It's like, well, it sounds like you're only going to ramp in 3 years of a Cybertruck after Elon said that it was going to take all of 2025. So the analyst went out of his way to ask a very dishonest question, calling 1 month in 2024, 12 months in 2025, 1 month in 23, 12 months in 24, and 1 month in 25. The analyst went out of his way to call this 3 years. That is not 3 years. And Elon corrected him on this. It's like, it's actually more like 18 months. Yeah, I would actually go ahead and say it's actually more like 14 months. But 14 months turned into 3 years in the language of an analyst because I don't know what they're trying to accomplish. This is just short-term noise. Nothing has changed in the thesis. They're still sticking to a 50% target. It's electric vehicles are still the future. We're not gonna go back to oil and gas cars. This is not what we're going to go through. And an asset like Tesla is still one of the best assets in the history of assets. And I'll get into this in a second. But if you look, and this is my question to bears, to people who are very bearish. So when the stock reaches $100, will people be calling for the stock to reach $50? Because I see it right now with Enphase, where apparently touched $100 today. People are saying, "Oh, I was right. I was right. Oh, it's gonna be 60. Oh, it's gonna be $50, $40 next. Oh, solar is dead." No, solar is not dead. The same is true for Tesla. So now people are calling Tesla for 100. If Tesla reaches 100, people will be calling for Tesla to be 50, 30, 20. And will you be ready to buy then if you're interested in the stock? I bought Tesla today. I have my Palantir position to buy Tesla again. The cost of Tesla in terms of Palantir shares is becoming very interesting. But let me ask you this. How much of a premium should Tesla trade at? What should be the premium of Tesla? Tesla is a stock whose return have not only dwarfed the returns of Apple stock, but not just Apple stock, right? And this is after the stock trading sideways for 3 years. If you compare Tesla's return to the NASDAQ, which is the best index out there, the NASDAQ is only at 18% average annual return. Tesla was 45%. Is this a bad price to pay 8 times sales, right? For a stock that has been one of the best performing stocks out there over the past 13 years, is that a bad price? 8 times sales. In fact, 8 times sales, in my view, is not that expensive of a stock. There's only one stock that is close to Tesla in terms of annual returns, and that's Nvidia. Nvidia is actually a little bit ahead of Tesla because Nvidia hasn't been in this bear market, in this bear sentiment. But if you look at Nvidia, Nvidia is trading at 32 times sales and 84 times enterprise value over EBITDA. Tesla is 44 times enterprise value over EBITDA, 8 times sales. So compared to Nvidia, Tesla seems like a bargain. So it's not so much of an overvaluation to me. Tesla is not overvalued to me when you take into account the quality of that asset. This is a stock that is, in my view, has the opportunity to be the biggest car maker, period. And we're talking about market share that is going to be similar to Apple, not market share that is going to be similar to anything we've seen in the car business, but similar to Apple. In my view, that's how much adoption we're going to see in this stock. And this short-term sentiment is just not healthy. And the problem is, now that I have this YouTube channel, I have people tweeting at me and I have to look at it now. But it's like before, I could just go have a walk in the forest, not look at the stock market, not look at Twitter and be very happy, Go have a walk. This is This is short-term nonsense, right? This is short-term nonsense. If you analyze these companies, your brain is not basic enough to understand the short-term nonsense of the market. Absolute nonsense. Absolute nonsense. Tesla is almost too anti-fragile right now. This is what I'll say. It's almost too anti-fragile. And that annoys short-term investors, because short-term investors would like to see them double down on different things, and they'd like to see buybacks, and they'd like to see other things, and they don't understand why there is so much cash. Maybe it's a little too much cash, maybe it's not. Some of these funds, right, 26 billion, some of it may be used to fuel even more expansion, but this is what they've already funded. Current installed vehicle capacity for a company like Tesla right now, if you add it up, and that's what they publish, is 2.35 million vehicles of installed capacity. But in the call, one of the executives mentioned that Berlin was operating at the same capacity as the Model Y, Model 3 ramp in California. So actually, if you update the Berlin Model Y production at about 500,000, you add 125K. So we're at 2.47K in installed capacity. So that's 37% more right now compared to 1.8 million, which will be achieved at the end of Q4. So this capacity is going to grow again. So are we still on track to see 50% growth in vehicle production? In my view, we are. This is a company that is on track. 50% growth is here to stay for this company, at least for a foreseeable future. They are on track. They are ahead, actually. Not just on track, they are ahead. And as long as every vehicle is sold, the product adoption thesis behind Tesla, in my view, is still intact. And this is a stock that I own because of product adoption, because the product is getting adopted. I invest based on product adoption thesis. And to me, vehicle production is the best proxy of this product adoption. So yes, the stock was a bargain. The stock is down 15%, 16% compared to what it was 2 days ago. Will it go down more? Maybe. But I'm pacing my buys, and I still have some Palantir to sell, and then we'll have to see what other stocks needs to be sold to invest in Tesla. For me, just for me, this is a tier one stock. This is a tier one company. This is a company that will, I believe, make a lot of people very happy, just like Apple has back in its day, just like Amazon has. Tesla is that caliber of a company. So, anyways, this was not investment advice. Obviously, this is just entertainment. I hope you were entertained. I'm not entertained by this short-termism. This short-termism is dumb. That doesn't entertain me, but I hope you were entertained. Please like, please subscribe. Thank you for watching, and have a wonderful day.